Hello everybody, my name is Stevie. Welcome to my room. For those of you who don't know, I work with LimeLife by Alcone, or LimeLife by Alcone. I gotta get used to saying that because when I started it was LimeLife. Long story. For those of you who don't know, also I am a licensed cosmetologist and a / makeup artist, freelance art, whatever. I also work construction, for those of you who don't know, as well, in the family business, and that gets challenging at times too, which is why I have not had time to film this video at all. I wanted to kind of hit a few points today, just a few, I guess, elephants in the room, I guess you could say. One of them being why I went from Mary Kay to LimeLife, 2, why I started LimeLife, and 3, what is LimeLife, because I really don't feel like I hit all the points that well in my life, because apparently I have anxiety when it comes to interacting with people on the internet, and the lives are just not the thing for me right now. Eventually I'll get used to it and I'll be able to interact with everybody through comments and stuff like that while I'm doing a live, but for right now, pre-recorded videos is where it's at for me. So basically I'm just gonna hop right into everything. The reason that I went from Mary Kay to LimeLife by Alcone is it all started when I was probably, I want to say I was like 20 years old at the time. So it's been a few years back since I started in direct sales. And so when I started in direct sales and everything, I was just super excited and I really didn't know what I was doing at all. And Mary Kay kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone in a way. I had to go to other people's houses and sell the products that way and walk them through everything, skincare to foundation, and I think a little bit of color is what we did in that initial appointment. And then I also had to do meetings with them and that sort of thing. I really didn't feel like there was any kind of training, I guess you could say, so I was just kind of winging it as I went. And the thing about it was, it's just as I kept getting busier and busier, like with college, because at the time I was doing Jeff State online classes, so I had a little bit more time when I had started there, and just what I was studying wasn't what I wanted to do. I was going to be a physical therapist, so I was pursuing a degree in applied science, an associate's degree at the time. I wasn't doing well. I wasn't passionate about what I was studying, so at the time I was watching like a lot of makeup tutorials and all that, and that's just what I did. Any time I got the chance to, I just loved to watch them, and I loved to follow them and the hair tutorials and all that. I've always been like that. I've always been the girly girl of the family, I guess you could say. And so studying all those videos and all of that, somebody said, hey, I think you should go into cosmetology. Like, I think that's what you really want to do. And at the time I was working at a bank, so I was like, I don't see how I'm gonna work and do cosmetology school, because that's kind of a full-time thing. I'd looked into it, and so I went home and my dad was like, you know what, I'm gonna help you out, you know, I'll take care of everything and you can go to school. And at the time I was still living at home, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And so I went back to school. I went to cosmetology school, and it was an amazing experience. It lasted a year. I learned all that I could learn, and it was awesome. I did really well. And in the course of that year and those couple of years where I just wasn't passionate at all about anything, I kind of let my business fall a lot, and I just quit doing it. It got to be too much for me. It was just too much. I just did not have the time, and even when I did have the time, the people's houses that I had to go to didn't have the time, so it was like very discouraging for me because I knew it was something that I wanted to do. And so I just quit. I'd quit, and then I tried it again while I was in cosmetology school to bring in a little extra income, and still I was just entirely too busy because cosmetology is a full-time thing, and you're basically working while you're studying in school. So it was a lot. Fast forward a little bit, and I'd come across this video of this girl talking about how she went from Unique to LimeLife by Alcone, and it kind of piqued my interest, but I didn't want to. I was like, I really don't want to go back into direct sales and it be the same thing that it was last time, and me not have any training, and me not, you know, really feeling like I connect with anybody. And it was hard because I knew I wanted to do it, but at the same time I didn't want to be like, oh, we're going here again and we're not going to make it work, and we're not going to be passionate about it, and all that other stuff. So I didn't want to go into it half-heartedly. And so I just waited. I went ahead and jumped headfirst into the family business, and let me tell you, flooring is not easy. And it's not easy working with family. So that in itself is challenging. So I just was working full-time with them, and I decided, you know, I was going to do that while I studied on my license test. So I did all that, and then I passed my written, and then worked for a few more months, and then passed my practical as well in November of last year. And I really didn't know what to do with my degree at that point. I just didn't know. I feel like everybody expects you just to know what you want to do when you graduate and when you get licensed and whatever you're doing and all of that. And I just did not know. Everybody expects you to work in a salon because you're a cosmetologist, and our business is so vast, and I did not want to just be reduced behind a chair. There's nothing wrong with working behind a chair. I just knew I wanted to do more than that, and I knew in the back of my mind exactly what I wanted to do with my career. I just didn't know where to start. I've always been interested in makeup since I had the crazy idea to quit my job and do the cosmetology thing. But I did want to be licensed in everything so that I had that background. So I kept revisiting the video that I had seen, and it took me about a year. It took me about a year to actually heavily consider it the way that I did, and I went ahead and started in a salon part-time. And here recently, probably, what was it? I want to say it was the end of April, maybe. I think it was the end of April. And so I started part-time in a salon, and I was still doing part-time construction, and it got very taxing just on my body in general, and mentally and emotionally. And I was just so discouraged as to the fact that I was just sitting there thinking, like, this is not where I want to be. This is not what I want to do. This is not how I want to start out in my career. And it's just, I'm miserable. I'm so miserable. Like, the whole construction thing was good for money, but I wasn't passionate about it. And the whole salon thing was not good for money starting out, and I wasn't passionate about it anymore. I wasn't passionate about cutting hair because I felt like that was all I was doing. I didn't get to tap into the artistry part of everything, and that's what I really wanted to do. So I was like, I just really don't want to do this, and how do I get out? How do I get out, and how do I make extra money while still being able to do what I know how to do and make that income to help pay for my bills? Because my sister and I had actually moved out in the beginning of December of this past year, so I was already paying bills and everything too, so it was a financial struggle. So then I revisited that LimeLife video again, and I was like, you know what? No more waiting. I need to do this. I need to do this for me. I'm sick of being reduced to being behind a chair because it was something that I did to myself. I was listening to other people and what they thought I should do and everything else, and I wasn't paying attention to what I wanted to do. And so I just sent the girl that made the video, I was like, I gotta send this woman a message. I was like, I have to get on this train. Like, I want to be a part of this company because I recognized that it was so much more than just makeup, and it was so much more than just direct sales. And so I did. I messaged her. I messaged her and I said, you know what, sign me up. Sign me up. And she was like, cool. And she sent me her link, and I signed my beauty agreement that day with no hesitation and paid for my kits, which was a good kit for honestly what you got in it. And so I was so excited to start. I had a video meeting with her, and it was just awesome. And the day that I started, I immediately felt like there was just the most support that I've ever gotten out of any company that I've ever worked for, honestly. And so now I have like friends all over the world, and it's kind of crazy. But it is a sisterhood, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to start the company. It wasn't just about financial freedom and what I love to do. It was about my connection that I love to have with people, and I got that through this company. Now, a little bit about LimeLife by Alcone now. They actually just rebranded everything. And LimeLife by Alcone is a professional brand of makeup, which is awesome because not only do you get to play with all this makeup and not be a professional, like you don't have to be a professional to play with all this makeup, but you get a good quality product out of it. Like, this is stuff that I use on clients and all that other thing, and the quality is so good. Like, I have not tried anything from them that I absolutely just do not like, that I'm not crazy about. So that's pretty awesome, especially with how picky I am with brands, because I have a huge collection of makeup I did before I even started cosmetology school, and I just kind of built onto that. And so with me being as picky as I am with what I put on my face and everything else and what I play with as a professional, for me to be able to say there's not one thing from them that I have that I do not like is amazing. And another thing about it is just you get so many friends. Like, it's such a friendly community, and you're not competitive. It's a team effort. You don't feel like you're by yourself, and you get all the training that you need. So this company is just amazing. It's not a pyramid scheme. Like, I've seen somewhere where somebody said it was a pyramid scheme. It is not a pyramid scheme. It's 100% legit, and you can make money at it. You can make money here, and I have goals that I want to reach in this company. The incentive trip is one of those. I think they're going to Costa Rica this year. Yeah, I need to be at the Costa Rica trip. So that's kind of what I'm working towards right now. And so yeah, if you haven't looked into joining this company or whatever, you need to. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. Also, if you've not wanted to try direct sales and you're like, I'm not a salesman, or I'm not a professional, or I'm not a makeup artist, like I don't know anything about makeup, and you don't have to know how to do all that, and you don't have to have a license like me. You can do this and be the girl that was in sweatpants and you know, eating potato chips on the weekends. Like, you can still do this if you're that chick. Me personally, I just love to wear makeup. I love to play with it, and I love to build on my skill, and you can do that in this company. And the good thing about it is you have so much support. You do. So if you have not thought about LimeLife by Alcone, you need to look it up. You need to do your research like I did. And then you need to decide to join. Because if you're a girl who loves makeup and you want to change your life for the better, and you have bills to pay, and you just want to do it as a side hustle or even a full-time thing, you can do that too. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you want to do that, then you can. This company is so flexible to work with, and it is for every woman, every type of woman. So with that being said, I do have a few more ideas for like videos and that sort of thing. That's all I have for my explanation. It's been probably about 20 minutes at this point, so fairly long video. And if you made it through this far, congratulations, and I appreciate you for hanging with me, because it is very nerve-wracking for me to get in front of a camera and just talk. And it's very hard for me to get my thoughts together and everything else, and so it's tough for me. It's most definitely pushing me out of my comfort zone. So I do have a few more videos in mind that I want to do. I'm going to try to get better about being in front of a camera, and I'm going to try to be better about pushing past my nerves. So with that being said, there's more makeup tutorials coming your way. There's challenges too that I thought about. Like, I thought about doing a few challenge videos also. My next video will probably be like my everyday makeup tutorial, and then I'm gonna teach you how to turn my everyday tutorial into a nighttime tutorial, like if you have a date night or whatever, with just a couple of steps. So stay tuned, there is more coming your way for sure, and I appreciate you for all this support and everything that you've shown me this far, and y'all have a good one. Bye.